Hi guys, so welcome to the channel today. We are with Michael Sandbach or Sandbach.
Sandbach.
Sandbach, aka Sandy. We're gonna have a quick chat through a recap of Viva Las Vegas, Hyrox World Champs, and just see how you got on. So firstly, well, you've just got over COVID, right? So how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I've had a bit of a rough week, to be honest. I landed back and I've been in bed for nearly the full week. It was grim. It's the first time I've had COVID since the outbreak, and I do not want it again. So yeah, I just tested today, and I've just come back. It was a very, very faint line of like a positive. Like it was mostly negative, so it is starting to get out of my system. But
Is that
I've done.
Can you have mostly negative?
Well, I don't know, mate. But basically, the test I did when I landed, it was like 2 red lines, and the test today was a very, very faint second line. So I'm on my way out. Thank God.
You're on your way back to it. So I mean, thank God it's the off season. Bit of recovery times needs anyway, and you made it to Vegas. Speaking of making it to Vegas, if anyone follows you on Instagram, which they probably should, they may have seen you had a bit of issues getting there. What was the story behind that?
Don't, mate. So basically we paid for the flights for Virgin, and the first flight from Manchester to LA was with BA, but that was the only BA flight. We got to the airport, and basically BA had cancelled that flight 2 weeks prior, but hadn't let us know. Virgin hadn't let us know. So we were like, and we left it quite late to get to Vegas. Anyway, I know a lot. I think yourself and most other people were flying on the Monday, Tuesday, but we left it till the Wednesday. So I was like really worried, because if I miss this flight and then then don't travel till Thursday or Friday, I just think the jet lag will kill me. So anyway, it was a fiasco. I had to run to terminal. This was Terminal 2. I had to run to Terminal 1 to try and speak to the Virgin desk. They sent me to Terminal 3 to speak to the BA desk. There was no BA desk there, so I had to run back to Terminal 2. I panicked. And anyway, we ended up having to buy some new flights for £11,000.
Wow.
Yeah, mate. So we bought some new flights. I know.
That's commitment, right?
I know, but like but in the back of my head was like, well, we'll get it back on the insurance because they've messed up and they've not told us that they've cancelled the flight, and I'm just praying that we'll get it back on insurance. Anyway, so we buy these new flights, and one of the flights is to jump on this BA flight, which is about an hour later than we were meant to get on. So we get to London Heathrow. Anyway, the flight that was then going to get us to Vegas was still available for us. So anyway, we jumped, apart from that first little leg to London, we managed to jump on the 3 flights that we were meant to be on. So it was like,
wow,
good, but then in a way, I've just spent 11 grand on basically no need to spend that. So anyway, we jumped on the original flights, and I'm trying my best to get that back on the insurance, but I'm yet to hear back from Virgin, so it's a struggle.
Wow, that is.
Yeah, mate.
Well, you did get there. What was the lead up like to it? I mean, obviously that's the initial stress, which sounds horrendous and partially exhausting from running from terminal to terminal, because that's not a small gap. No. What was like your build up like? Did you rest? Did you recover? What was your pre-race stuff? Because I know a lot of us were in the Westgate. You didn't stay at the Westgate, did you?
No, so yeah, it was a very stressful beginning to the trip, like horrendously stressful. Anyway, we arrived on the Wednesday evening, but we stayed at the Wynn because both said that, like, I don't know, we just thought I just kind of like pre-race stuff. I like to be away from everyone. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, like I like to just be my own headspace. And I just thought if I'm at the Westgate with everyone, no, that's just me. So we stayed at the Wynn, and yeah, it was good. It's a nice hotel. I basically I hardly did anything really. I think I went on the treadmill once for like 20 minutes on the Friday, but on the Thursday I didn't do anything really, just a bit of a gentle swim, and then the same Friday just a gentle jog on the treadmill. I sunbathed on the Thursday. It was nice, but then I thought, well, I best sort of try and stay out the sun on the Friday a bit, and definitely on the Saturday. So then the Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to lie, were a little bit boring because you're just sort of waiting for the race, aren't you, at that point?
Yeah.
You can't, you know, you can't.
All that way, didn't you have to get?
Oh, sorry, no. We on the Friday we got the helicopter ride, didn't we, to the Grand Canyon?
That's the one.
Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, that was crazy. That was good fun. So yeah, we tried to fill the day with stuff like that instead of just sunbathing because it makes you tired, doesn't it? So yeah, on the Friday we did that. But yeah, I really struggled with my sleep. So as soon as I got there, the jet lag and everything, like it was just ridiculous. I was getting up at stupid o'clock, and yeah, so up to the race, the sleep was definitely an issue for me.
But you feel like you shook it off before go time.
I think so. Yeah, like I tried to. The night before the race, I think I did get 6 or 7 hours. I'm sure I did, but it was, you know, it wasn't ideal, put it that way. But it's never going to be, is it, traveling?
No, well,
10 hours, you know.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, especially when you have a lot of messing about in between. But for you, this race, you went in a little bit unknown, I suppose. You've done like your first season in Hyrox, you haven't been doing it very long, kind of jumped in last minute. Then like you got to you came in 15th place out of the top 15 in the world. You were all the way back in 15. And
14 I was in the end.
You were 14.
Yeah, Rich Ryan was 15.
Oh, Rich jumped in, did he, at the end? I remember seeing something, and it might have been Ryan Kent, wasn't it? Something along the lines of to David McGeeder, I think it was something like, you could have beat Sandy to get your spot. He's all the way at the back, and that was at London, right? And he couldn't, obviously, because you won London. But I know you went in and you were 14th, 15th kind of position. And how did you find the race in the end? Because you definitely weren't all the way back there at the end.
Yeah, I sort of knew that I wasn't there anyway, because when I raced Maastricht, didn't I? And obviously we all know what happened there. It's like it was on the video pre on the Friday night, wasn't it?
The opening ceremony. What was that like, seeing that come up?
I couldn't believe that came up, but I did have a feeling that it might come up. You know, Mr. PMA, the guy that hosts it.
Yeah.
He come up to me when I was in the pre-talks for the elites, and he just sort of said, "I've just seen the ceremony video, and it gave me goosebumps." And I was like, he said, "It's you in it at the Maastricht saying that and the warball thing," and I'm like, "Goosebumps." Might give you goosebumps, but maybe not me. But yeah, when I saw it, I was just like, oh God, they love doing this video. They love the fact that before the race, I said, I'm going to surprise you. And then they love then to follow up with me walking out of the war balls at like. I
mean, you definitely did surprise them, right? Like just by walking off. So anyone who doesn't know, I mean, you probably do. Like Sandy Goddard was chasing Toby in second place at the European Championships, and had a little bit of a wobble, really, and I decided enough was enough and called it a day. And then so there was a few questions asked around that, right? I've had a few people being like, "Well, what went wrong?" All these different things that came up, and I think after that, you went out to kind of prove a point that was just a bit of an off day, and then came in and won London. So I think you put those doubts to bed. But I mean, going into Vegas, was that still in the back of your mind, or like, especially after being up at the opening ceremony, which was really cool as a ceremony, but then to highlight that, I suppose I understand why it brings drama, right? But for you, it must have been quite a unsettling moment.
Yeah, I didn't need to be reminded of it every time, put it that way. But I know that they want to use it because it does create drama, so that's fine. But the London race, like normally I set off quite fast and I'm trying to take the lead quite quickly. But my only objective of the London race was to finish it, because obviously that was my first race after Maastricht, basically. So I just started London like, I just want to complete this race. I don't care where I come, because I knew there were some good lads in the race.
It was a thick, deep field, that one. We had David McGee there. We had Chris Woolley. There was a couple of guys from, I think, Portugal. It was a real elite field. Tiago, yeah. It was a real elite field. And
and I know people were saying, people saying that, David and Chris were going to drop 58 and stuff like that. So yeah, it sort of gets to you a little bit. And so when I started that, I was just like, right, I don't care about all that. I'm not going to try. Well, I'm not going to try and win, but I'm just going to complete the race. I don't really care where I come, just because of what happened at Maastricht. So then when I go and win it, I think, okay, well, that gives me a bit of a confidence booster. But in Vegas, I took a similar stance. Like, obviously, everyone went out quite quick, but normally I try and muscle my way to the front. But I sort of, like London, I sort of just I was just happy to be second or third row. It was weird. My mentality's changed a bit. I don't know. I don't know why, but
you think that's like a benefit to like be like, I'm just gonna. I mean, you must
I don't
like.
know.
I feel like we all kind of went into it knowing that maybe Ryan Kent would give Hunter a bit of a run, kind of maybe. But I think everyone kind of thought it was a big, a big if, and Hunter was, gonna take this. So was that in the back of your head that like I'm not gonna try and go with them? Like that's let them do their thing, and if they blow up, maybe I'll be there. Was that like part of it, or was it just run my own?
Yeah, because obviously Maastricht, I went there and I was just like, for the Euros, I was like, I'm ahead. I just want to win this. I know there's Toby, I know there's Tim, I know there's Martin, Alex Ronkovic. There's all these amazing guys. But in my head, I was like, right, I got to just start. Went out really hot, and I stayed that way until I made the error on the extra lap and stuff. But the 2 races after that, like I've changed, and the same as Vegas. I turned up and I was like, all right, I'm going to stand second, third in the row. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to try and get off the ski erg first. I'm just going to try and plod on. And yeah, maybe because obviously, the Hunters and the Ryans are all running, and they have this sort of, not arrogance, but yeah, they have a bit of an arrogance about, So yeah, subconsciously maybe that got to me, and I don't know. I think I'm thinking back in my head in the next race, I'm going to try and go back to how I was at Maastricht, as opposed to get to the front and try and win it. So I don't know.
It depends on the field, right? As well, it's got to count a little bit. Like,
yeah, you're right.
But so going in say that 14th place, and then actually you all come running down the runway at the start of it. That must have been quite exciting with to have I think over 200 people from the UK there, all the way over. I think we had more people from the UK at Vegas than the Americans had. Support and all the rest of it. So that must have been quite a cool experience to run down there to get on that start line with that many people.
Yeah.
That must have been like I thought. I mean, from the outside on the barrier, you're the only UK representative, really. I mean, we've got the Hogans and we love them, but they're very much Irish. To run down, that must have been an awesome experience.
Yeah, it was nice. I've never had anything like that before. That was quite a cool thing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like that.
So then the gun goes off, and where do you find yourself?
They just fly out. They're like, Holger just flies out because he's an 800-meter runner and he's a good one at that. He just flies out. So then Holger flies out, and then obviously everyone went super quick. Hunter went quick. I think they all surprised everyone. Even I think Brian was quite surprised because I think Holger, then Hunter, and then I think Tom and Alex Ronkovic went out stupid hot as well. So I think I find myself middle of the pack. I'd say I wasn't at the back. Yeah, I'd say I got to the middle-ish. So yeah, I was probably sixth to ninth place, probably getting in. Going
seem to be having a good battle, right? Like for quite a while.
Yeah, we were, and because we were 14th, 15th, we sort of stuck with each other for probably half the race. I reckon up until the burpees, where I think I took him on. I think I left the burpees before him. Me and him were literally within about 10 seconds of each other, and quite often on the runs, I was happy just to pace with him. So he's a good runner, Rich. So obviously I was happy. Well, if I can just stick with Rich and pace with him, and we had a couple of conversations on the runs as well, which I found quite amusing. But yeah, he was good to pace with.
Anything you want to share?
No, nothing like that. I just kept saying. I think I'm saying, yeah, this is a good pace, Rich. Yeah, and I think he just replied a few. It wasn't a bit, yeah. No, mate, it wasn't. No.
I mean, maybe that's just me. That's why I'm thinking about running around. What am I having after this?
Yeah, no, not in that.
So you're hammering it round. You've got Rich for company, and then you're nowhere. Well, further into the race, you're nowhere near that 14th spot anymore. You've really moved yourself up into like the middle of the pack.
Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was fifth. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got there was a speaking of Rich, there was actually a podcast with Rich and Dylan, and Dylan's got a bit of a Dylan Scott. He got a bit of a theory. Like you got later into the race, and there was a moment where you decided let him go. You don't want to chase him because you probably could have potentially caught him on the run, but you didn't want to because you didn't want to go head to head with him on the wall balls. Is there any truth there?
Yeah, so I listened to that podcast as well, which was quite interesting. It was good, but yeah, because I was sort of between them two the whole race, or like I was ahead of them two, and then he picked me, towards the end. Dylan did, but yeah, I was mentioned quite a bit, and I was a bit surprised about what Dylan said then. What I don't know what to say, to be honest, with what maybe there's some truth to that. Obviously, it is still in the back of my head, obviously, what happened, and I'm not going to lie here. Yeah, I do love to get into the wall balls with a little bit of a window, and I don't know. Maybe I did shit out.
Would you say it was a conscious decision, or like just?
Well, I don't think I've ever done lunges as bad as that, and the last two races, a 3:15 and then a 3:20. So I don't know why all of a sudden I do a 4:30, and maybe there is some truth to that. I don't know, but
because you came out of that, those lunges like a bat out of hell on the run, like you went flying, as in like absolutely flying, and then it didn't, it didn't not to the wobbles. So maybe Dylan's got a point, Sammy. Maybe you just went no, not today. I mean, you can't knock Dylan. He's a phenomenal athlete. Like
because maybe I saw him coming that hot, and I was like, well, yeah, I can't, because I know he's got a good end to his race, and I struggle a bit, but
he's got an engine.
Maybe he has.
Like you got to give it that.
And maybe I didn't want it enough. I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to fight and battle for it, which is not a very good thing to say, but. Yeah, it's interesting that you said that. But it just, maybe I need to work on something there. We'll see. So,
what are your thoughts for next season? There is another season, right? Yeah, you're not retiring on top and going. I've gone from never doing it to being sixth in the world and calling it quits. Are you?
No, I'm going again next season, mate. Definitely. Obviously, because this has hit me COVID quite bad. I'm gonna take a bit of time off now, and then my plan is to just go hard again. Similar to, try and learn from the mistakes, do some races, get more experience, work on weaknesses, and just
like out of season stuff. In this off season now, would you do any other kind of racing, any other formats of racing, or is it like really specific?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind throwing myself in like a 5 or 10K race somewhere just to see where I'm at. So I'd like to do that. See where I'm at with that. And probably just do some more strength work. I think during this down period, just try and do like a strength block maybe, and then do it. Maybe a 5 or 10K race. See where I'm at with that. And then just go again, really. The season's 3 months away, and then I might throw myself in straight away to Switzerland. I think me and Tim are going to do a doubles. I think we've been discussing that.
Oh, you and Tim are going to do a cheeky doubles. That must be a good team. Have you told Hunter and Tom about this? I feel like that could be an opportunity there for a new world record to be set with them two.
That's our plan, mate. We're going to try and get the record off them if we can. We need to try and pick a fast course, obviously. But
hold on. So Tim's done this. Tim's done this before with Martin. So he's got rid of Martin and come to you. Does Martin know about this?
I don't know if Martin knows, mate. But we're gonna give it a go. I think it's a good opener. I think, and then if we don't do that one. Basically, I'm just going to throw myself in the first race. I think I'm going to throw myself into that, or if me and Tim decide to do it a later one, I'm just going to throw myself into like a singles in that first race or a double. So I'll be doing the first race no matter what somewhere, and just see where I'm at then. And
so coming back to Vegas, are you happy with the performance? As an overview, how would you describe it?
Initially, looking back. No, I wasn't. I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, okay.
But now, when I think about how far I've come from like just finding the sport in October to getting to the elites, then to getting sick. Yeah, I am proud of what I've done. Initially, I wasn't, but I am now. When I look back, yeah, because I have done well, and you know, it was a hell of an achievement. So
it's been less than 12 months since you sent me a message and said, "What's this Hyrox thing?" Basically.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I saw you London. I saw you doing London, and yeah, I thought, okay, I'll throw myself into Birmingham with you.
Yeah. So I mean, to go from that to being sixth in the world, like, it's not a bad start, right? And very much
mate.
is. And maybe it's a start.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And that's what I need to remember.
On the day, you were happy with what happened, as in like where it went down. You were happy with the jump from how you finished.
I'm upset with a couple of mistakes. Like the lunges was the worst yet, and that's when Dylan overtook me. Up to that point, I think I'd done everything. You know, I felt like I could, but I could. I had a really bad station there, but yeah.
So with the Worlds next year, I know we don't know where White is yet. We've got a couple of suggestions going around, and Dylan's saying obviously you're gonna didn't want to face him on the wall balls. He was fifth this year and you were sixth. Is there an opportunity there to hip him next year and take one for Europe and the UK and put an American favour back down the pecking order?
I think so, mate. Yeah, because he likes doing some smack talk, doesn't he?
He does. Got a Canadian side to him, though. He means it in the nicest possible way, but he does like to throw it out.
Yeah, mate. So of course I've got to go for it. I've really got to go for it next year, especially if it is in Manchester, which it might be. I've heard. We're going to go head to head again, and let's see what happens. But I'm pretty fired up. I'm not going to lie. Might not sound it in my voice, but trust me, I am.
This is as excited as Sandy gets.
Yeah, this is it. Poker face.
Yeah, especially post-COVID. I mean, to be fair, I don't think it makes any difference. Amazing. You got any final thoughts and comments on it all? How it went down? Anything you want to come
just an amazing experience. I thought it was I've never been part of anything like that before, and apart from the washout of the Saturday night party, which was an absolute disaster. It was great, mate. Yeah,
I thought we had a good night.
We did have a good night, mate. But I mean the after party where we
the real after
queue
party.
The real after party where the pool party, DJ Khaled, and we looked at the queue and it was like, well, we didn't even queue up, did we? So,
well, if it's in Manchester, we'll have a better one. We'll sort that ourselves. We'll make sure we've got. Mate. Manchester's a lot easier to do, but who knows if it's in London, if it's in the XL, it's a bit far to trek. But when we find out where it is and what's going to go down, we'll work it out. It's got to be better than that, right? That was a flop, but it was.
Yeah.
We ended up. I think everyone I spoke to said the same thing, but still seems to have a good laugh because everyone's just got in little groups basically, and went for a couple of drinks and. That's you got to celebrate, right? It was a hell of a weekend.
It was a hell of a weekend, mate. Yeah, it was good fun.
Amazing. Well, appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on, and let's get into next season.
Cheers, Jay. Ciao, mate.